Welcome back. Now, how many times have you cooked a dinner to be told, I'm not eating that? At one time or another, we've all had to deal with a fussy eater in our house.
It's infuriating, isn't it? Yeah. Parenting coach Aoife Lee joins us with some top tips on how to help your child become, well, less fussy. Aoife, good morning to you.
Oh, the best of luck with this, Aoife.
I think every parent is familiar with that moment, especially it always seems to be when you make an extra effort, doesn't it, to make something really nutritious, and they go, oh, I'm not eating that.
Yeah, the heart sinks, and I have my magic wand in today.
Good.
Unfortunately, there's no kind of easy one answer, you know, and I think for all of us, we've experienced the disheartening of you have to put in the work in and they just kind of push it away. And there is huge pressure on parents, and I think we put a lot of pressure on ourselves because the nutritional requirements are high for kids. We want them to eat wholesome food, and when they're on a diet of crackers and pasta, it would break your heart. So I suppose I'm here today to kind of even just go through what we can try and implement. The younger, the better.
Yes.
You know, it's all about perseverance and really kind of sticking to your guns, but allowing a little bit of sway.
There's do's and don'ts that you've given us that we should go through. So let's start with some of the do's. So set a time limit for meal time, which is a great idea. 30 minutes, say.
Yeah, and that's not about being regimental. It's just to take the pressure off. If you find that your child is simply refusing point blank, and it's a food that they would eat, but they're just not fancying it today, I would always say, look, don't get into a battle, because the more negative association, the more attention you pay, the more upset everyone becomes. Keep calm as best you can. Remove the
deep breaths.
I know. Remove the dish and just say, look, it's there if you want it later on. The issue that can often be the case is the kids will come in going, I'm hungry, about an hour later, and we'll dish up a plate of toast or a bowl of cereal for fear that they'll starve for the next morning. I would be inclined to encourage, you know, stick with it, persevere, follow through. What you don't want to do is make it an issue where you're force feeding them. Your job is to provide as healthy a meal as possible. You can't stick it in their mouth and make them swallow it.
Yes.
But the idea is that you don't make it a massive big
But there's
issue.
little point in giving them treats an hour later if they didn't eat their dinner.
Because they'll know, and it could be a control thing.
See, it requires, along with a lot of parenting things like toilet training and all that, it requires one key thing, which I don't possess: patience.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't have it.
Okay.
And I will do, if we don't eat it, don't eat it, and it's gone.
Yeah.
And that's wrong. Or it becomes a big thing.
Well, you see, what you can do is, you know, there's about being somewhat creative. Now, for us parents, life is busy. So there's an element of preparation. Children love pots full of their own snacks. And a lot of children are kind of snackers and grazers. The likes of what we have.
You've brought some good examples here.
Yeah, a few little bits.
Through these.
These are little fruit skewers. Bring them in the lunch boxes. But kids love just to have a little bit of something to nibble on. The likes of, if they're not into egg, you make some French toast. Takes seconds to do. A little bit of maple syrup, all in moderation. This is kind of the larger ones, what I had in preparing it this morning. But shepherd's pie. Children love little ramekin even, where they have, you can do it in fish pie, lasagna. Sometimes children are put off with the sheer volume of portion. So if you're finding every time your child is only eating 50%, just serve up that 50%.
And is it just me, or does every other parent trying when they're cooking, trying to hide the vegetables? Like, I'll do a meatball and a pasta dish and I'll lash the veg in, which is great for them because they love it and they'll eat it, but it's a great way of getting the veggies.
You're not been you know,
devious.
No. You'll do what you have to do. The likes of this, this is chili. Chili is a little bit of sour cream, grated cheese. My kids aren't big lovers of mashed spud or they do like rice, but they love the wrap with a bit of sour cream, a bit of grated cheese, and they can do it themselves. So the more our children are able to serve up themselves, the more they can eat more.
And introducing a new vegetable can often be quite tricky for parents as well, Aoife. So, you know, the likes of a star bowl or so. I sometimes say, I've got a party plate here for you. And they'll go, it's not really a party plate. With cheese and fruit, and I make a smiley face and stuff.
But you know what? The thing is,
party started.
The more, though, our children see us nibbling,
they'll do it themselves.
They will pick up on it.
It's like learned behaviour, isn't it?
That's it. And the other thing is, these food flasks, my guys bring these into school. Mummy cooks have them, and they're fabulous. You can do either hot or cold food. So if your kids, let's say the school-going age, they absolutely love their pasta bolognese, put them in the lunchbox.
Soup,
your lasagna, your couscous. I mean, you might have parents going, God, I wish they'd eat all of those. But,
or
even with the cold smoothies.
Now, what are the don'ts then? Like, the number one don't you have is don't discuss food issues in front of a child.
Well, if you're at the doorstep talking to your neighbour going, oh, little Billy, he's disastrous. And little Billy is beside you.
Yeah.
That's where they pick up. And it's just simple. It's like any parenting. You know, in the middle of the toilet training, or he's a nightmare at the minute. If little ears hear it, it's just creating negative association.
Just reinforcing the negativity, isn't
and they understand.
Is it another thing as well, is it our generation, but I keep saying things now and remind myself of my dad going, well, you see, back in my day, now, you see, the kids didn't have a choice when it came to dinner. You didn't ask them what they wanted for dinner.
Yeah.
You told them what was for dinner. And say, what would you like for dinner? Chicken.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like pizza or whatever.
No, fair enough on a Saturday night. You might go, you know, a treat night or over the weekend. But certainly, as soon as your child starts to wean and they're able to eat that chunkier food, serve up the same meal as everyone else is eating and encourage family eating together at the table.
The sooner you can get to the point where the whole family are eating the same meal, the easier life gets, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Imagine serving up 5 meals. And some people are doing that. And I think...
It's nuts.
Okay.
I'm doing it.
Are you?
You need to come to me.
I'm cooking 3 dinners sometimes one day.
That's hard, you see.
I know, You know. Now, I love it, and I love standing the...
It's a lot of work, though, Simon.
Absolutely it is. But, you know...
I know, you want to get the food
done as well.
I know, and you want them to eat.
You want them to feed them. Of course you do. It's your instinct. You have to feed them, make sure they have a full tummy with something.
You're trying to get the homework done.
You're trying to get the homework done to get the child's dinner ready.
You're sounding like your daddy.
Exactly.
Don't have a battle of wills.
Yeah, so that's where we reflect.
I'm a brutal parent.
Oh, listen, it's all in the learning. That's why I'm here today.
You need to cut this out. Put it on your fridge.
It's the battle of wills.
So do I, by the way.
You know, don't have your child sitting in front of a cold piece of broccoli an hour later. You just kind of go, right, love, if you don't want it, it is there. We can stick it up in the microwave. Yeah.
Okay, broccoli.
I think that's a really good point, because quite often you have that battle of you're not leaving the table until you eat 3 more spoons or whatever.
And just remember, if you're introducing a new food, it takes up to 15 to 20 times for a child to actually accept it. That's down to taste, texture, presentation. And often what happens is parents will kind of go, oh, do you know what, forget about it, and they'll take it and remove it for 6 months. Offer it with something that they enjoy. And if they try one mouthful, praise it.
Come here before we go. Congratulations, little 12-week-old Baba.
Yes, baby Jamie.
Baby Jamie. Hi, Jamie.
Charlie, Katie, they're all at home.
And second thing, what time can you come round?
Give me an email. Doing dinner tonight in the Delaney household. Aoife, thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Solid advice, as always. Now, up next, spring-summer catwalk inspiration and how to translate it into your own wardrobe. Stay with us.